Coach Rochester, the strength and conditioning coach here at T. Hanna High School. Just wanted to come and talk to you about our before and after school training times that will be available this fall. Our before school and after school training will start on September the 21st, and our first session will be at 6:45 a.m. So the student athlete will need to arrive somewhere between 6:30 and 6:40 in the morning to be able to start our training time at 6:45, and training will last approximately 45 minutes. Our after school time will be at 4 p.m. And again, that time will go from around 4 o'clock to 4:45 p.m. in the afternoon. And those days are going to be on Mondays and Wednesdays. The students will be required to bring their own water bottle and wear their mask unless social distancing can be obtained. So I just want to make sure that I share this information to you, to the student athletes that will not have PE3 that choose the option of coming before and after school. I will also be having a meeting on Wednesday, September the 16th at 3:45 p.m. in the afternoon with all the student athletes that do not have PE3 during the day to go over the expectations for before and after school. So if you are going to be coming to before and after school training, you'll need to make sure that you put that on your calendar, and that is September the 16th at 3:45 p.m. I hope everybody's doing well, and look forward to seeing you on September the 21st.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Vendette. I'm the head athletic trainer at T. Hanna High School. Myself, along with two athletic trainers from PlaySafe, Brianna Warren and Shannon Hamilton, are here to help take care of your child's athletic injuries as they occur. The training room locations are during the school day in the field house located by the weight room. It opens up at 7 a.m. and we're open until the end of any practice or anything occurring outdoors. And the training room next to the gym, which is open from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until the end of practices and games. Please feel free to have your child come see us at any time. We prefer them to come before or after school for injury evaluations. We will see some kids during the school day if they're in a PE or weight training class. We cannot allow them to come come out of an academic class to evaluate an injury or get treatments or rehab. Injury procedures. First off is reporting. If your child gets injured during practice or game, they need to report to the coach and the athletic trainer as soon as possible. If your child goes to a doctor, we will need documentation from the doctor clearing them to return back to athletic events. Or if there's any limitations for weight room, we need specifically written down that documentation what they can and cannot do. From that point, we'll begin treatment and rehab in either one of our training rooms with one of our staff members to return your student athlete to play as soon as possible. One of the big topics is concussion protocol. If your child sustains a concussion or thinks they believe they have a concussion, they need to report the head injury to the athletic trainers as soon as possible. They will be evaluated for a concussion. If a concussion is believed or head injury is believed to have happened, they will be referred to a physician. Physician would then have to clear them to return to practice or competition once the concussion has subsided. Just so you are aware, there is a return to play protocol, which means after a physician has cleared your child, there is a five-step process for your athlete to return to activity. Step one is just light cardiovascular day. Step two is more increased cardiovascular day. Step three is practice with non-contact, which means shooting, running up. In basketball, be shooting, layup drills, running up and down the court. Football be drills that will not involve contact. Day four is a return to contact practice, normal full practice. And then stage five is return to games. They must complete all 5 stages before they are going to be returned to competition or full practice. Again, we're here to help your child stay as healthy as possible. Please feel free to reach out to us if your child comes home, has a nick, bruise, something you want to worry about. We can help them get into doctors quicker, get them to the correct doctor if need be. But thank you very much. Bye.
And my name is Bill Mott. I'm the admin assistant for athletics here at T.L. Hanna High School. Two things I want to talk to you about is our online paperwork, or Planet HS as we call it. We use this for all athletes. Parents will create an account, students will create an account, you'll link the two, and then you begin to fill out the forms and paperwork to become eligible and to be able to participate in athletics here. If you ever have any questions about this, please feel free to give me a call. We've kind of mastered this system over the last 4 or 5 years, and we can make it easier on you. If you have any issues with that, before you create a new password or create a new account, we can usually take care of that. Two things I'd like to tell you: you only need to upload a current physical form and a copy of the birth certificate if you haven't used one before. Everything else on this program should be signed and completed digitally. We do not want you to upload any paper or anything like that. Those forms will, you will not be able to do that in the near future. The other thing I'd like to talk to you about is athletic insurance. On your athletic release form in the Planet HS, you have to indicate that you have insurance coverage, or you may purchase additional insurance, which is for a school athlete, it's $50. If a middle school player plays a middle school sport, it is $30. But if a middle school student plays a varsity sport, it is $50. We make a list of that. One of the forms that we approve is the athletic release form to make sure that that is covered. So just keep that in mind. If you have insurance and you would like that supplemental, you're welcome to purchase that too. It's also it's a good backup to personal insurance. So if you have any questions, please feel free to call me. If you call the school number and hit the athletic options, you will get me on the phone, and then we can push you to whoever you need to talk to. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Darian Harrison, Assistant Athletic Director here at T.L. Hanna. I'm going to talk to you about a few different items for this parent meeting. The first is communication. We use Google Calendar to keep up with all of our events, practices, use of facilities, scheduling things, and we allow access to that to anyone who wants it. It's TLH Athletics on Google Calendar, and that's our way of keeping everybody on the same page and making sure that that we always know where everyone is. Most coaches of other teams either use a Remind Me app or some other app to keep in contact with their parents of those specific teams. Football uses one called Sports U. You just need to get in contact with your head coach to figure out exactly what they do to make sure you're always in communication with them and up to date with what their team is doing. We also use social media. We have an Instagram page, we have a Twitter page, and we have a Facebook page. Instagram, they all go by the same address, tlhanna_sports, and we post updates to scores and celebrations of events and things like that to make sure that we are always encouraging the marketing of our athletic programs here at T.L. Hanna. Speaking of social media, we ask for your help in monitoring the social media accounts of your student athletes. Sometimes they can post things that can get them in trouble and make mistakes that are life-altering and lifelong consequences that they can't quite come back from in the wrong situation. It's a difficult job, but we ask you as parents to help us in that front, between the coaches and the parents, keeping up with them and keeping an eye on them. We think that we could do a pretty good job of keeping them safe and making sure they're not doing anything that they're going to regret in the future. Another issue that we need your help with is vaping or juuling. That's a pandemic that has been sweeping the nation over the last couple of years. It goes all the way down to the elementary schools and all the way through the high schools, and that is that's an issue that our administration deals with on a daily basis almost. And we ask that you help us out with that you monitor your kids, you talk to them about it. These devices are so small that sometimes students can use them in the classroom and the teacher not even know it. But that is a tobacco offense, so they can get themselves in a lot of trouble administratively speaking, and we ask that you help us out with that. The last thing I'm going to talk about is our drug testing policy. We have a drug testing program that we use as a deterrent to try to remind our student athletes to make good decisions. The program tests 20 random student athletes a month, and we have an outside organization that comes in and lets us know who those 20 student athletes are. If there's a positive field test, Coach Cam will call you and let you know that the test is being sent off to the lab for further confirmation. If a student athlete is positive for a drug offense, they are suspended for 25% of their next regular season sporting team. The T.O. Hanna Booster Club aids our student athletes through annual fundraisers and other acts of support for the continued improvement of our sports programs here at Hanna. Our leadership committee, led by President Roberta Cothran, does an incredible job of helping to promote our teams and bring pride to T.O. Hanna athletics. You can join at the starting member level of $30 a year, which gives you the opportunity to purchase season tickets and participate in the organization. There are additional packages that offer other benefits as well, such as advertising on the school marquee and commercials during athletic contests for the upper levels of membership. Our annual mailer went out last week to over 15,000 mailboxes, and we have additional forms here at school in the athletic offices and on our website, tohannasports.com. Thank you for your consideration and support in athletics here at T.O. Hanna.
Hey, good morning. This is John Ken, Athletic Director at T.O. Hanna, and we are doing our fall sport parent meeting online this year for obvious reasons. I think first thing I'm going to go through on my part is about our COVID regulations. These were just approved by the Department of Commerce last week, which is why we're just getting this put together. Basically what we're going to go into the season with for the fall is we'll be limited to 1,250 fans in our stadium and 500 fans in our gym. We're actually going to sell tickets online, and we'll start those for varsity football. We'll start on Tuesdays at 7 a.m. And when we sell out, we sell out. The best guarantee to have a ticket, if you're a parent of a cheerleader or a football player, is buy the jacket sponsor package through our booster club, and we can provide that information. More information will be sent out later this week regarding buying tickets and what that policy will be with our sport venues. Due to COVID and the limitations of who we can let in a stadium, we won't be honoring the Anderson County Senior Citizen Passes this year or this fall, and we're unable to run our golf carts due to the COVID regulations. We're sorry for that. We've always enjoyed offering that service for our senior citizens, but we're unable to do it this fall. We will not honor district passes, so basically your South Carolina High School League pass will be your only pass used other than the varsity football pass to get in a varsity game. Your all sport pass would get you in volleyball. Call us if you have any questions on that. You know, the two big things is going to be 6 foot social distance. I know we're all tired of hearing about that, but it's what we have to do. And also mask. If you refuse to wear a mask at a fall sporting event, you're going to be asked very nicely to go to your car and leave, or put the mask on. And we trust that everyone understands. None of us like wearing the mask, but it's what we have to do to try to get out of this thing. So those are non-negotiable. 6 foot rule, wearing a mask. Concession stands are going to look different. Prepackaged food only. Prepackaged means, you know, a Chick-fil-A sandwich that's been wrapped at the restaurant, a Skins hot dog, etc., those kinds of things. There'll be no more boiled peanuts, hot dogs, etc. There'll be no more open slices of pizza. Those would be in a single box, and we won't have concessions at volleyball. There'll be no food tables at tennis today. We have our first match today. All those things are due to COVID. Again, if you have a question about that, and we'll be sending out more information, don't hesitate to let us know. We are doing our schedule card again, but we are doing it virtual this year. Football is in the middle of their campaign right now, and they've been doing rather well with it. We are doing it virtually, where they're not having to go out, physically handle the cards, and they'll wrap theirs up, and our other fall sports will be doing, kicking theirs off the week we come to school, September 8th, which is the way we've always done it. Last year was a record year for all our teams with this card. We feel like, this can be successful even with the COVID. And the cool thing about the card now, it's good all over the United States, and the cost did go up to $25. You'll get more information on that. Our schedule and mailer with all our Booster Club information, normally that goes out in July. That will actually be going out this week on September 3rd. Again, we had to delay all that due to the COVID and waiting to hear what our situation was going to look like from the South Carolina High School League. And right now we're moving forward with that information. Again, any other questions regarding that, don't hesitate to call our athletic office. Last few things I want to cover that we always talk about in our parent meetings. Number one, chain of command. That's non-negotiable. The head coach is your immediate response if you have any concern regarding your student athlete. The head coach goes to the athletic director. I go to the principal, and the principal would go to the district office. Skipping any of those steps just means it goes back to the beginning. So do us a favor and just communicate with your head coach. Never approach anyone when you're upset, folks. Nothing good's going to come out of that, especially after a practice or a game. If you're frustrated, best thing to do is get in your car, cut on your air conditioning, ride home, sleep on it. Call us the next day. We'll schedule a time to sit down and talk. I can promise you 99% of the time, if you approach a coach and you're upset, it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well, and it's not going to help you. Here's the thing to do. You got an issue, teach your young person to take some responsibility and handle it themselves. Now you're teaching those kids to grow up to be good citizens. Don't fight their battle, let them fight it, unless it's something that warrants approaching the coach on your behalf. As you know, we will never discuss playing time, ever. Don't even bring it up. It's not going to be discussed with you. Our head coaches are objective, they're professional. They see your kid every day in practice. They're going to make that decision. Your opinion, no need to talk about it with us in a meeting. Please remember, it's a privilege to play sports. It's not a right. That also includes you as a parent attending a contest. It's a privilege for you to come. No one has a right to come. Yeah, we do charge you a fee to come, but we expect you to follow our guidelines, and our folks do a great job with that. Remember, we're professional. This has been an unbelievable 6 months. Here at the end of my career, I'm in my 28th year. Who would have ever thought we'd be talking about wearing masks and 6 foot social distance and everything we're having to deal with on a daily basis. It changes every week. We're just going to have to be flexible and get through it. Bottom line is we want our kids playing. We want them on the field and on the court, getting after it and enjoying their high school experience. Remember that it's okay to disagree. We have 1,100 athletes here, 43 sport teams. People aren't always going to be happy, and it's not my job to make you happy. My job is to run a professional athletic department and try to do the best and make the best decisions for all 1,100 athletes. And sometimes that creates conflict, but I hope you can trust us, and I hope our track record here over the last 7 years will prove that we certainly have your best interest at heart and your child's best interest. Please stay off social media, message boards, and anonymous emails. You send me something anonymous, it's going into trash. There will be no respect. I'm not even going to look at it. All you got to do is pick up the phone and say, Coach, I'd really like to come out and talk to you. Face to face is the only way to do that. Yeah, I'm 60 and I'm old school, but texting your issue or sending me a 4-page email just isn't the right thing to do. We can settle it face to face, and that always goes better. If you have any other issues or questions, don't hesitate to contact our athletic department. And go Jackets. Thank you.